mula sa Asian Community Development Council. Ito ang FIL-AM in Focus. Mondays at 12 noon, right here on PHLV Radio.
Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat and welcome to another episode of FIL-AM in Focus, a program by the Asian Community Development Council or ACDC, wherein we discuss critical issues, challenges, and opportunities affecting Filipino Americans. Ako po ang inyong host, Edelweiss Rivera Solano. Ang buwan ng Oktubre ay Filipino-American History Month, commemorating the first recorded presence of Filipinos in the U.S. We also celebrate this month to recognize the legacy of Filipino Americans and preserve our culture and traditions and tell our community story, our story. And today's episode is also about the annual Asian Night Market returning to CSN Charleston on October 14th. ACDC and OCA Las Vegas are bringing back the 4th annual Asian Night Market taking place on October 14 from 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. again at the College of Southern Nevada Charleston campus here in Las Vegas. And I'm really excited to start this Monday by learning about our kababayan story through food and Asian Night Market. So joining us today on FIL-AM in Focus is Sherwin Depante Tanada, owner of Rapsa, a Filmex fusion food, and she's joined by her daughter, Abby Tanada, a sous chef, and we'll learn more about the mother and daughter tandem for this episode. And also Fama Serrano, owner of Purpletopia, and the director of Outreach of the Asian Community Development Council, Chloe Shaw. Hello po, magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Hapon sa ating mga kababayan. I'm excited po to talk more to both of you about how you started your business and the Asian Night Market. But first of all, before we start, let's go to Chloe and talk us about what Asian Night Market is all about.
Yes. So the Asian Night Market, this is actually our 4th year holding this event, and this is directly to support the local Asian and Pacific Islander-owned businesses here in Las Vegas. So this year is our biggest event yet. It is over 50 vendors at CSN Charleston, and we're just really excited to bring the community together again on October 14th. So this year we do have carnival games, cultural performances, and many different other surprises throughout the night. Please stay tuned, or you can visit our website, asiannightmarketlv.com, to learn more about the event itself. This year we have so many delicious vendors, including Purpletopia and Rapsa, and we're just so excited to share different food types, different food of our community with you. So this year in particular, at CSN Charleston, we are extending the hours. So we're starting earlier, so 2 p.m. until 11 p.m., and hopefully we'll be able to have more entertainment throughout the night for you and more food options as well. So that is our plan for this year. And 100% of the ticket sales, the net proceeds for this event actually supports our community. So that is free community programs for the Asian and Pacific Islander community itself. And that actually goes every year to support our community. So 100% of proceeds for the net ticket sales.
Oh, how exciting, Chloe. And you mentioned there will be 2 different times for this year's event.
Right, 2 to 6 p.m. and 7 to 11. So when you purchase the tickets online, the AsianNightMarketLV.com, you can choose between the early afternoon or the later evening slot, just to make sure that we're accommodating for as many people as possible.
Awesome. All right. And joining us is Rapsa, one of the Filipino vendors who will be participating at the Asian Night Market. So, can you tell us how you started the business po?
Actually, I started doing catering through friends. And then I was going to open a shop through Swap Meat store, but then they don't have like the hood and everything. So that's why we switched to buying a food truck.
Yes.
And then when I started it, so of course being Filipino, so I have to, show my talent for Filipino cooking.
Right.
And I kind of mix it or infuse it with Mexican food just because I love Mexican food as well. And that's where my tacos comes and like I make Filipino adobo tacos or sisig tacos or loaded fries with, pork sisig and all that kind of stuff. And ever since we opened 2017, everything goes well. Like I said, we were just like closed during the pandemic, but then right after that, came back to business and until now.
Oh, that's great. And I'm excited about to try the
I'm gonna have the pork adobo on the festival.
And the tacos.
That one is always our best seller on any festival that we go to. So hopefully this one will.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we'll also have Kahlua pig. Yes.
Kahlua
And now we're all
pig.
hungry. So.
Yes.
Adobo tacos, and I'm like, oh.
I know.
And how about you, Fama? How did you start your business?
Well, I was actually in a different background. So I was working in graphic design and 3D animation back for 9 years. And then like at that point, I was like, I need to do something. I don't know what it is yet, but I need to think of something. I need to do something. And that's where the ube started. Like, I think I ate a pastry and I'm like, this could be better. And then that's when I started experimenting. And then I was telling my husband and I'm like, we should do something. Like, I want something ube. I want something different. And then he was telling, like, we were brainstorming. And then, like, I was telling myself, nah, I'll give myself 1 year at my job. And then we'll see from then. If I hit my 10-year mark at my job, I'll probably go for this. And then he was like, okay, sure. And then my 9th year only, the pandemic happened. So my job shut down. And he was telling me, this is your chance. This is the sign. Like everything is falling into place like this. So try it. And then he was supportive and like I was very adamant and I'm like, no. I was like, no. Like it's scary, and it's pandemic, everybody's closed, nobody's doing anything at all. And then he was like, well, this is your chance. You have time. It's slow paced. So experiment, play around, like do your baking stuff. And I just want to tell you guys that I don't have any background in baking. Like the first thing I baked was a box brownie. That's as much as I could bake before. And then like I just started watching videos. So the pandemic actually gave us a lot of time to, like, you're not rushed. You can play, you can mess around with like ingredients. Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, I did. I really start from the very bottom. Like knowing nothing at all, and then like I just started eating it.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, no, it's not enough. It needs more of this, and then you bake again, and
So through trial and
Yes,
error.
trial and
One thing
error.
is for sure you have to love what you do.
yes.
Because if you do that, if you have that passion for it, no matter what happened, you're always going to come up with something
Yes.
better.
Exactly.
I actually didn't know that I want to cook then because my mom back in the Philippines, she does everything for me. But since I moved to U.S. and I'm on my own, I mean, my sister's with me, but we're kind of like, what
have
we
to
do
learn
now,
everything,
So we start trying cooking food. We attend Filipino parties and stuff, and people start liking your food, and they were like, "Where did you buy this?" I actually make it, and since then, our friends start ordering, and that's how everything started.
It just
and then
fell
I'm like,
into place.
"Ooh, I do love to cook."
That's amazing.
I said, I have a
Exactly.
passion for this, and every time I go out and I taste something good, I try to make that better, and that's how my tacos started. Because I'm like, okay, I know I can do this, and then I make it, and thankfully everybody loves our tacos.
So good.
And that's something I'm proud of, because knowing that I don't have the Mexican blood with me,
Right.
but I can guarantee you that my tacos is better.
It's authentic.
really
delicious.
good. Yes.
And then you mentioned po that it's you really need to have passion, but more, and aside from having passion, you need the support of your family, which like your
Yes,
husband
yes.
was very supportive of you, like starting your business, and then you have your daughter here with you, Abby. So Abby, how you're the sous chef of your mom, and I'm sure everything else as well. So what made you like support your mom in this business?
Well, I admired like all the hard work she puts into it, and I just wanted to like show my support in like whatever I could do.
Yes.
Like if she needs a helping hand
Yeah.
and stuff. So I learned more like techniques and stuff from attending my own like culinary major in school. And sometimes our food truck would actually appear to our event, so I'd be there working alongside her, and I just found that I enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's a very admirable thing to do. And then also, and you said you're a culinary student. Oh, so that
Both of my
works.
daughter
Yes.
actually
Wow.
major in
But
culinary. But my other one will go
I see.
pastry, major in
Oh
pastry.
wow!
She'll
So all
be more on
the
chef
family.
side.
I can't agree.
She hates counting. She hates measuring.
Yes.
I like to be creative with it, so I just whatever I can put together.
And Purpletopia and Rapsa are both unique names. So how did you come up with a catchy business name, Fama?
It actually, my eldest daughter was the one that thought of it. So I was like, I came up to her and I was like, we were brewing all of this Purpletopia stuff going on. And then I told her, I need a name, but I don't want it to be obviously ube. Then it's just focused on ube, but I also still want to make it obvious ube, you know? So I'm like, it's half. And then she was like, so purple? And I'm like, I guess, you know? And then she was like, Purpletopia? And then the cakes and stuff came up because I don't want to focus on just one thing. I want to be able to expand. Like that's where the end stuff comes in, because I'm like, what if I want to make donuts? What if I want to make cookies? I don't want to focus on Purpletopia cakes only.
Yes.
So maybe it'll help expand, and then to which I don't have to keep changing the name. And so I did, because I didn't just focus on cakes. I ended up with donuts. I ended up with cookies. I ended up with Sylvanas, and there's other stuff, and like there's so much more in my head that I'm like, I can make this. Maybe I can try this. Maybe I want to do this. You know? Yes, I know. It's just it's always like it's there, and like you come up with it. I'm like, what if I try doing this and this? You know, that's where all the end stuff comes in.
And just coming up of more recipes and food items. So that's good. Ano po, kayo po, how did yung Rapsa
Mine
happen?
is actually funny because before I was thinking, because when we bought the food truck, I want to focus on grill. But the food truck is already like built. So I just have to work on what I have, which is, it's a griddle. So, because I have barbecues also, I have barbecue plates, and it's more on grill. So then I was like, okay, because I was going to name it under my kids' initials, but it doesn't sound so Filipino. And then I asked my sister, and she's having a hard time, you know, putting up a name, and I asked my husband. My husband's like, call it Rapsa. And Rapsa is actually a backward words of sarap.
Yes.
And you know, we all know sarap in Tagalog means delicious, you know. So I was like, do I really want to go for that? It's kind of, but it's a slang word. But I was like, well, I really can't think of anything. I don't know. I'm just focused more on what I'm gonna put in the truck than just the name. So I stick to it. So I just put Rapsa. Okay, let's just do the FIL-MEX fusion added to that Rapsa, and that's how we came up with the name. So it's actually my husband did it.
Oh wow, it's
give him
really
the
all
credit
in the
for that.
family. All the credit for the business name, and
Yeah,
then
it goes to my husband.
okay. And then is the Kalua pig po, or what is your most popular food item?
Oh no. A lot of people ask me that because when you look at my menu, there's like 18 items. And there's like appetizer to main entree, which is the plate, and I have the tacos, and I have elote and lumpia, all that. So it really depends on what are you in the mood for. That's what I always tell my customer, because if they want something heavy, of course they want to go for the plates.
Yes.
And I usually rotate my menu as well, so people doesn't get tired of
Right.
just having a barbecue. Even though it's focused on Filipino Mexican, I do serve Korean foods as well. I have the bulgogi there that they can
Yes.
order from. Make it nachos, fries, or even with rice. You know, so famous one as far as tacos has always been carne asada. But for the plates, they always go for the chicken and shrimp teriyaki, the chicken barbecue and shrimp teriyaki, because it's more fuller for the amount that they're gonna pay. It will really satisfy them. But of course, my lumpia is always the best seller, and my empanadas. So it depends what you're in the mood for. But what I guarantee, because I put love to what I do, everything that I have in my truck. I mean, you can ask Chloe because she tried my food. I mean, it's like I put my pride as well to that. So everything is good. I don't serve anything that even myself can't eat.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, right.
that's good to know
That's why
po.
I tried to put a variety of it because I want people when they see it, they're not gonna turn their back. It'll be like everything is there. And most people, I gave them a hard time. They were like, everything looks good. I don't know what to get. So, so that's it.
And you put special. Good to know that you put love
Yeah.
into the food,
Yeah,
and it
that
actually
kaluwa pig,
shows.
I know it's Hawaiian, but I end up making a good one as well.
Yes.
It could be just a plain kaluwa pig or the one with cabbage. So, I mean, either or, I mean, it's good. Yeah, and that's why I'm going to put it on the Asian night too.
Oh, at the Asian in the market po, what is the food item that will
I'm
be
thinking
offering?
that pork adobo. Actually, what I was gonna do is, as far as meat, and we're gonna have the pork adobo, the kaluwa pig, the bulgogi, and the carne asada. They can order it as a plate or as a tacos. So those two options, and I'm gonna have the shrimp teriyaki as well.
Oh, all sounds delicious. It's lunchtime already. I know.
Yeah, and my
Yup.
empanada.
Nakakagutom.
I try not to put so much because, like I said, I don't
Exactly
want to hold
right.
it to people. But so I just choose like a few different kind of meats that I can offer as a tacos and a plate, so at least they still have their options.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Wow, excited for the Asian
I
night
know,
market.
I'm
I'm
excited too. It's our first
Opo.
time joining actually, and I'm so thankful because Chloe and Mia are so very welcoming, and thank you so much for this opportunity.
And then, Fama, how about that purple topia? What is the most popular item?
Everything.
I want to say that too, but most the best sellers are the ube crinkles. Like everybody they call it crack cookies. Yeah, I mean it's I think it's a positive thing, but it's also because it sounds so nice. Because like whenever they would eat it, they would have like powder on here.
Oh, I know you have a sample, diba? You have a sample.
Can you show us what it's right here?
Oh.
Yeah. So they're powdered sugar. So
I
it's
love
that's not the
crinkles.
bad thing.
Actually, I thought when you said that part, even though it's a bad word, because it's so addicting.
Exactly.
And that's what
Addicting.
I thought at first because I wasn't really familiar with that, but someone told me something else, and now that's stuck. So I really thought that means like it's addicting and everything, but then they said something else, and I'm like, okay.
And then, how about are you bringing in the ube marble
Yes, the
squares?
ube marble squares. These are actually ube brownies, and then they have like cheesecake flavoring in the swirl.
Oh,
On
yeah.
top, so you guys can try that. And I'm also making the ube cookies with white chocolate chips. And I
I see.
might, if I have time, I might also bring in some ube cupcakes.
Oy, wow, so many choices. Okay, if we can, I'm sure everybody will line up and then buy every food item.
I hope so. Thank
And
you.
I just want to ask Abby, what is your favorite part of being in the family business?
I think it's just like knowing that all of us are working together for its overall function. So like even though like during the work hours we're selling, it's kind of like if we get really busy, we like don't know each other. We're just going back doing our own thing. But at the end, we're just like, okay, how do we do? It's all the things. So I like that.
And Fama, running a business is always isn't easy. But what is your favorite part also of being in the business?
I think I want to say when I'm actually out there meeting people, I'm very shy. You would think, but then when I come up there and then I meet all of these people and then they get excited, "Oy, ube!" And then they come up and then I'm like, "Ano to?" And then they get so excited. It's like I feel good about it, and I'm like, "Yes, it's ube." So it's actually when I meet people, like I would think that I'm shy, I don't want to talk, but then when I'm actually in front of the customers, I get talking and I get excited and I want to meet everyone. And get to know everyone. It's like, where are you from? And then like people will say like, oh, we're from Canada and we heard of you. I'm like, wow, really?
Wow.
I'm like, yeah. So I love meeting people. Yeah. So.
And that really is what motivates you to move forward and think of many more food items to offer.
Yeah, it's exciting to meet them and like get how they enjoy it. Like they can actually wait. Like when they buy it, they like eat right in front of me.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, they enjoy it right away, and then I
see
see the
the
reaction.
yeah.
Yes, it's the initial reaction, and then they're like, ube. Like I really taste the ube, and it's not like the coloring only, and that's what
Yes.
I'm so proud of, that I actually make the jam homemade.
Oh, that's
So,
great.
Yeah, so like that way all the flavor is consistent. I'm like not gonna buy store bought jam and then I come up. Yes, exactly. That was actually the first thing that we thought of. Like if our main ingredient is ube, we have to have just one flavor.
Yes.
Yeah, so we can't go to the store, buy ube, and then come back when we need more, and then there's not that brand anymore. Because then when we try to make it, it's going to be a different flavor.
Right.
Yeah.
So they need
that's
to
what
be
we take pride-
consistent.
Yes, that's what we take pride in. We make our own ube.
Oh, wow, that's good to know.
Do you actually own a bakery or a food truck as well?
No, it's actually a cottage food.
Okay.
A cottage food license. Yeah. So I bake everything from home.
It will happen eventually.
Yes,
That
we'll
brick
manifest
brick
that.
and mortar.
Yes, we'll do
Yes.
that.
And then ano po, you mentioned that you had the business since 2017. So what was your biggest learning po in running this business?
Actually, owning a food truck or any kind of food business is hard. It's a lot of work from buying the ingredients to prepping. You're going to be in kitchen or whatever you're doing. Almost there's time that if I do catering, I don't even sleep because it depends on when they need the food. And it depends how much they want to order. So there are times that I stay up all night just prepping it. So you sacrifice a lot, and my kids see me doing that, and I'm just so glad both of my girls are really a big help for me. So it's a lot of work. That's why I said you need to love what you do, because if you don't, you probably giving up like after one or two. But at the same time, food business is a good. It's not a big capital, but it's a good revenue. You just need to know where to go.
Right.
Or your audience or your customer. But it's a lot of work. Yeah.
And Fam, what are you most excited about as a first-time vendor in Asian night market?
Oh, I think all the activity. I'm excited to see like everyone come in, and then all of the other entertainment that we'll have, like all the surprises that we get. I'm excited about that. And then just trying all the other vendors. Yes. Yeah. Because I know I'm gonna be busy with selling and our booth, but that little break that we have, we're gonna hit the other vendors and support them and eat all their food.
And there are about like over 55 food vendors, so that's
Yes.
exciting.
Some that like we've already been around and I've seen them, like Rapsa, I know their truck. I've seen their truck before. There are other trucks, and like we recognize them, and like we're excited to try them again. Yes.
Definitely.
All right. And then before we wrap up our conversation, so Abby, what is that, aside from what your mom said, that you've got to love what you do when you're running a business. So what is your advice to your fellow youngsters?
Oh, advice. Okay, well, I feel like besides the passion, of course, and the love that you have to have, determination and motivation is a big part of it too, to keep doing what you love, doing what you want to like get into. And I feel like that's kind of grown between like seeing my mom as the example and me kind of like following between her like footsteps. And I feel like we can make this like a big thing for us. And I'd like to like see it succeed more than how we are like now. So yeah.
Oh, that's so wonderful to hear. Like for a mom, kayo po,
So sweet,
ano po yung...
We actually have more ideas for the business because I get tired of rolling on the street.
Yeah.
So hopefully, but we're working on putting it as it's not really a restaurant. It's more like a to-go place. But we
talked
in the
about this
future,
a few
Yes.
whenever we're in the kitchen, we're like, what are we going to do next? And then we get all this ideas. So I'm like, okay, maybe after you guys graduate, you can put all your time.
Right.
At this time, it's really going to be, like them being the employee and all that stuff. But we're thinking to make it as like a to-go place.
Okay.
So we might give up the food truck and start renting a spot where we can grow there. But the grill part is the main focus on the next on the next what do you call this journey chapter of our.
Oh, we can't wait to see
Yes,
that.
I can't
Paul.
wait either. Trust me.
we
I
can't
get so
wait.
excited, but yeah, we have so much ideas.
Oh, and then just keep us updated for that.
yes.
So we'll
Yes.
definitely support. We'll
I
be
might
here
come
to
back here
support
to
people.
promote it.
Yes, opo, for sure. Opo. And how about you, Fama? What is your advice for our fellow kababayans who is like, just starting their business, who had like a setback during the pandemic? How can they like move forward as well?
Well, you should be also determined. The determination, and then the focus and the love, like should always be there. So for something that you want to do, like make sure that it is what you like doing. So don't give up. Like you will get setbacks and you will cry. You will get tired. You won't sleep. My kids would come down and they were like, "You just woke up?" No, I haven't slept. But like it's always like the support. Don't you always have your family around you to support you, and like just don't give up because it'll grow. It'll get there.
Yes, like one step at a time. So
One more advice: eat more ube.
eat more ube.
Yes.
Especially the crinkles, the ube crinkles. Very addicting. Yes. And to wrap up our conversation, let's have Chloe join us. Again, Chloe, please invite our listeners and viewers at the Asian Night Market.
Well, thank you everybody for joining us today. This is the reason why we hold this event. This is the reason why, because of these wonderful stories, these wonderful woman-owned businesses here represented today with us. These are the stories of our community. This is why we want to support the local Asian and Pacific Islander-owned businesses. Thank you for being here, and come and join us on October 14th for the Asian Night Market at CSN Charleston. It starts at 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. And please get your tickets at asiannightmarketlv.com. And we're looking forward to seeing you there.
Okay. Thank you so much, Chloe. And thank you, Sherwin, Abby, and Fama. Maraming salamat for joining us today. And thank you for listening and watching FIL-AM in Focus, a program by the Asian Community Development Council, or ACDC. For more information about ACDC, please visit our website at acdcnv.org and follow us on our social media channels. And supportahan po natin ang ating mga kababayan, sila ang Rapsa at ang Purpletopia sa Asia Night Market po ngayong October 14. At abangan po ang aming susunod na episode. Hanggat sa muli. Maraming salamat po.